year and a half, but still so far away. I think it's a lot of work to do.
There was an unsavoury incident last night when Dele Alli got hit by a bottle. What did you make of Dele's reaction to that?
Today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
I think was amazing reaction. I think in another country maybe the player is going to be down on the pitch and create a big problem. And Dele was so honest and was so professional, and he behaved really well. Top. His behavior was top. I think the Arsenal people, the club, must be grateful with him, because maybe in different situation, maybe the player can go down and create a massive problem, and that should be very difficult to manage after and to handle for the referee, for the people there, and create a massive problem. I think the behavior was top from Dele. Sometimes the people criticize in the past him in some actions on the game, during the game, but it's good now today to praise him because his behavior was top.
Do you think it's showing a sign of maturity on his part?
Of course that he's more mature now. He's more mature, but still is a kid. He's so young. But he's so clever, and he's so now more mature, and it's normal, all the process, like us. We are growing and learning, and of course. But I think it's a situation that when I think in that, I hate this type of situation, this action. I know very well that Arsenal is going to take the responsibility and fix that problem. But of course, Dele, we need to praise Dele because his behavior was fantastic.
Son set you on the way yesterday, but you'll be losing him for a couple of weeks minimum in January.
Yes.
Is that going to make you think about going into the transfer window perhaps?
No, I need to tell you that we knew from the beginning of the season that is going to happen, that situation. But that is not going to change our mind. Sign or no sign doesn't depend of the situation of Son.
There seems to be, all the talk at the moment seems to be it's a two-horse race for the title. Should you be considered a horse?
No, I think it's agree. I think Manchester City and Liverpool are on the top, and Liverpool or Manchester City, don't take me wrong, because you know. And yes, of course, they are the two big candidates to win the Premier League. Of course, we are in behind with some gap. We are there, and then Chelsea, Arsenal, United, and of course, there's still a long way to the end of the season. But I think it's normal that the people consider Liverpool and Manchester City the two big candidates to win the Premier League.
But does it suit you perhaps not to be talked about, and do you believe you have a genuine chance?
Today it's impossible to guess if we are going to have the chance or not to fight for the title. I think the most important is the belief and the faith in to compete in every single game and be there. It's important to be there until to the end. And of course, in the last 5, 6 or 7 games, if you have chances to try. But today I think it's still a lot of game to play. It's so early in the season. We are involved in all the competition, the circumstance. Yes, I think it's a lot of things can happen, and still it's so early to talk about if we are candidate or not. We are in a good position, in a position that maybe will give the chances to fight on the end for the title. But in the same way, we are involved in all the competition. It's going to be tough. It's not excuse, but I think we need to go step by step and believing in our way and in the way that we are playing and trying to get the best result that we can.
Mauricio, it won't have escaped your attention that there is a lot of talk at the moment about yourself and Manchester United. Now, the former technical director of Southampton, Les Reed.
Ramesh, sorry. We've gone over Manchester United and the manager before. No, anything to do with Manchester United, we've had 48 hours ago the same conversations. I'm not prepared. The manager's answered. I'm not prepared to have another press conference dominated by this.
It's not being dominated, but I have to ask the question.
Well, your man was here on Tuesday and asked the same questions, so I'm not prepared to have it again. So I'd ask you to move on.
With respect, everybody is talking about this.
Okay, and with respect, I'd say move it on, because we invite you here to preview a football match, and you're coming in and you're asking our manager about another job.
It works both ways, though. There are other occasions where you'd say,
I'm sorry.
Let's not talk about the football match because you want to get something else out. It works both ways.
No.
Surely.
No. Move it on, please.
Can I ask, in that case, everything that's happening at the moment, I just wanted to tell you what Les Reed had said.
No. No. I'm sorry. I've said.
You are going to be the star of the press conference.
I know. Don't
Nice.
Move it on, please, Dharmesh.
What I'm saying is this is going to carry on for months, Simon.
Okay, fine. Let people speculate. We're not having our press conferences dominated by it. There's plenty else to talk about.
And we've been talking about
Great.
plenty else.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. There's a question.
Okay, hang on a second. Can we have the cameras off for a second, please? Thank you. Go.
Mauricio, how do you feel about Danny Rose's performances recently? Like 3 games as captain last night. What about his attitude? How do you feel about that?
Yes, happy. I think not only from him, from the whole team. With all circumstances, we managed very, very well that period. And of course, Danny in the last 3 games with the possibility to play. And I think, so happy about his performance.
He spoke last night about having a phone conversation with you in the summer. What did you say to him?
In last summer.
In the summer after the World Cup.
I think I spoke with, I told you that we had a conversation. Yes. But I don't know if yesterday Danny said something. Yesterday.
Yeah, he said about it.
What he said? I don't know. I don't want to be wrong.
He said before and after the Newcastle game, he spoke for 1 hour.
Yes.
You said to him, Danny, stop wasting time, focus.
He said that. That I told him.
You said, stop wasting time, focus.
This time was right. I am agree. I said to him that. Yes.
Everton at the weekend, how do you feel about facing them and the job that Marco Silva's done there so far?
Yes, I think Everton have a lot of quality player. I think it's a great squad, and Marco Silva is doing a fantastic job, and I think he's a very good coach. And of course, always in all the projects, when you arrive in a new club, you need time to deliver your job. And of course, they are doing a very good job. They have a very good player. It's going to be very tough to play again Everton on Wilson Park, of course.
Richard, Danny Rose also said that the Arsenal players celebrated like they won the league in the Premier League derby. Did that motivate your players? Did you know they was motivated by that last night?
I think they celebrate. I was agreeing in that celebration because it looks that was so important game for them, and I encourage my player to celebrate when we won. After a victory, always I think we need to celebrate. In the way that we celebrate, or another team or player celebrate, for me, I don't care. And of course, I think gave us I think the good feeling when you play again the opponent, and the opponent show the respect that they show us, because it's like when you celebrate in the way that they celebrate, is because you respect the opponent, and if they celebrate how they celebrate, is because they feel that to beat Tottenham was a massive challenge for them, and because they put us in a high level. always is like this. I think it's a very good thing for us when the opponents celebrate if they beat us. Of course, that I don't like that when they celebrate because it means that we lose the game. But of course, it's show massive respect for us when they celebrate.
You're saying it's shown how far you've come as a team when Arsenal celebrate like they did in the league?
Of course, because of course it's a derby, but the feeling, I think the team or Arsenal felt that was a massive challenge to beat us, and when they celebrate how they celebrate is because they feel that it was a massive game for them. Last night I think we won and we celebrate in our way. But I think it's still a lot of game to play. I think one very very friend of mine said to me a few weeks ago in Barcelona. Mauricio, Tony, Jesus, and Mickey, we were taking a coffee and said, guys, remember, when you are in a top position, be humble, and when you are in the bottom, dignity. Behave like this always, and I think that is so important. And that friend always, and now in the last few weeks, we remember always. If we win, be humble. If we cannot win, with dignity. It's so important. The balance is the most important in life, but in football the same. Football always can give you a revenge, and it's so important to celebrate, to enjoy when you win, and when you lose, dignity, because you give all that you have inside to try to win, and it's not possible, it's a game. But always it's so important to keep your balance.
Can I just take you back to Dele Alli incident again last night? I know you said to us in radio interviews that in Spain they might consider closing grounds down. Do you think that's a possibility that could happen?
No, I don't believe that can affect. I think it's not fair that pay Arsenal or the club or the fans for one, I don't know how call him, because maybe it's so strong the word that they use. Maybe, what word can you use? No, I don't want to be wrong.
I think people get the idea. I think people realise.
Yes, I think everyone realize. I think for one, cannot pay. Of course, I was in after the game, and always, now I'm more relaxed. But cannot pay Arsenal, the club, or the fans, because one person. No, because yesterday I say people, and I need to learn from that. And Jesus said to me, no, one person is, and many people, no. I'm still improving my English, and it's so important that one person cannot create a mess in a club like Arsenal, and that's sure Arsenal is going to take a big decision and responsibility, and is going to fix, and in the future is only a people that behave, and of course celebrate and support your team, but in the right way. Of course, that is it's also so dangerous things. If rather to the bottle in his head, in his eyes, or like this, we are talking about a very but serious thing, and that is, I think, it's no point to go into to enjoy a game and happen what happened yesterday or last night.
And my last question: Tottenham and Everton, you seem to have a very demanding fixture list. You play more games than Manchester City and Liverpool. How do you feel about that? Is that fair? You play 4 games in 10 days.
Look, so I'm not going to complain. In the previous season, I think we enjoyed the more days, the gap in between the games, and now for us is the most tougher period. And more than ever, we are going to use the squad. I feel so sorry for the people that don't like the rotation, and when you rest player, but we are going to use all the squad, and it's so important that all the players will be ready to compete. If we want to be competitive, I think we need all the whole squad. I'm not going to complain about that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ben, do you want the last one?
Yep. Sounds like Moussa Dembélé might be a bit closer now. Any idea whether he can help you out over Christmas in the next few games?
No.
You won't play, not this year, not before.
No, I think until January, and then we'll see how is his evolution. But still is close. I don't know what means close. Is 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month. We need to assess day by day him. But I think in the next I think until January, I think he's not going to be ready. Maybe he's going to be ready to start to train with the team, but no available or fit to play.
And Jan Vertonghen, we've been told, will be back in training in January. That's obviously a big difference between January the 1st and the end of it, given how many games you play.
I was talking this morning, a long chat with him. He feel like he's fit, but in some point there is still hard him. But he's recovering well. We'll see. I hope that as soon as possible can be again available.
Thank you, guys.
Sí.